All right, almost ready to go here. Yeah. Let's see, do I have my mic on? Yep, music is turned down. We got chat going. All right. Let's see. Give folks a few minutes to filter in. It's been a while since I've done a live on TikTok, so we'll see how that goes. I'm just going through and cleaning out my cups real quick. A little isopropyl alcohol. There we go. All right. Again, alcohol, clean up your space. All right. What do we got going on here? Oops. Actually, give me just a second here. This. Okay. Okay, where are we at here? Okay, we got TikTok going on over here. We got YouTube and Twitter going on over here. So we are going to do a silicone pour for a custom order. This is for order number 527. 527. So if you have an order in and the last three digits are 527, then this one is for you. All right. Now then, what do we got going on here? Okay. If you have any questions, by the way, drop them in the chat and I will answer them as I go along. Now, let's make sure everything is nice and clean. Zero out the scale. Silicone. Let's do firmness experiment. All right, so this one, I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. This is going to be a Saturnalia A10 in Dewy Skies. So this is going to be a three-color pour, but I'm going to go with a hardener on this one because the pigments I use on this are mixed with silicone. It has a tendency to thin out my silicone quite a bit, and that has a tendency to change the way that it flows. And I want to experiment with trying to do a batch with a hardener here. I think, let's see. Yeah, I think we can do that. Let's see, pour time, 40 minutes. Yeah, 2 hours. Should get us about A15. Okay. Let's do. All right, we're going to do. Oh, I wanted to check. That's what I want to do. Add part H. Okay. Let's grab some part B here. All right, so we got part B here. We're going to do about 110, 105, 110. Yeah, let's do about 105 grams. There we go. It's part B. And we're going to do that with part A here. Another 105 grams. There we go. Now we're going to add in our hardener. And now what the hardener does is it takes this, starting off with a 0020 firmness on this the silicone, and I'm going to take it up to an A10. So I'm adding a hardener to it. There we go. Maybe just a little bit more. Just a little bit, not much. I want to get just a few more grams. Bloop. That's it. Shooting for right around just under 100 grams. I want just what I want is about 105, 110 grams of, well, I want 210 grams of the other one. I want 90 grams of this one. I want 300 grams total. So anyway, okay. So we got part A, part B, and our retarder in here. All right. How are things on TikTok? I haven't been on TikTok in a while. Dope. That is one of the things about this thickener, or this hardener, is it does increase the viscosity quite a bit. And that is one of the reasons why I wanted to do it this way. Just because I did want to experiment with increasing the viscosity. By the way, if you got any questions or anything, feel free to drop them in the chat. I will answer them as I go along. Ah, is this your order? Ah, cool. All right. So we should have about 300 grams total weight here. Just double check ourselves. $310 grams. So now then, we're going to do about 100 grams of each color. There we go. All right, there we go. And that, we don't need the scale anymore. Okay. So let's start off with this blue here. Cool. But yeah, whenever we do a custom for somebody, we do a live stream. Normally I don't do TikTok, but I've been trying to come back to TikTok a little bit. We're going to see how it does. TikTok can be a little bit finicky sometimes. All right. So I'm going to drop this blue in here. Then we're going to add just a bit of white. We don't need much white. We're just trying to, basically we're just trying to get a little bit of opacity for this blue. Because this blue, because it's mixed with silicone, it can be translucent. And I want to bring in just a little bit of opacity to it. How does the hardener work? What it does is it increases the firmness. Basically, so the firmness has to do with, or the firmness is created by the amount of cross-linking that happens. And the hardener gives the silicone more things to grab onto, is probably one way of putting it. So there's more cross-linking that happens. And so it takes the silicone, and as there's more cross-linking, then it gets firmer. And so we start off with a very, well, in this case, I started off with a very soft silicone. There was a 0020. And by adding that hardener, we're increasing the cross-linking that's happening. And by doing that, we increase the firmness. And so that will bring the firmness up to our goal, which is A10. All right. And now we got this pink. It doesn't take much of this pink. It doesn't take much of this white. But I'll show you one thing about this pink. It's black light reactive. It reacts to black light. All right, so by the way, here is our pink. I think it's still slightly translucent. Might go just a touch more white. Yeah, silicone is actually really cool to work with. So, let's see how this blue looks. What do you think of that blue? Blue looks pretty good. Still slight translucency to it, but I think we're going to be good. All right, now then, last color we need for this is white. This white is actually really pretty. It's kind of pearly. I don't know if it comes across on the camera or not, but it's kind of it's pearlescent is maybe one way to put it. All right, let's get these in the vacuum chamber. By the way, this is a really good time to ask questions if you got them, because we're going to be standing around letting the vacuum chamber do its thing with not a whole lot to watch, because, well, I mean, the vacuum chamber is just kind of... The vacuum chamber sucks. I mean, that's kind of what it does. It just sucks. Do 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 do. All right, now we're going to grab our mold. We're going to give it a little spritz with a no stickum. Cute squid asking, how do I make the mold? I start off with a, in this case, I started off with a master that I made from Sculpey. Do I have the master around? No, I don't have the master here with me. Otherwise, I'd show you. But I started off with a master that I hand carved from Sculpey. And then I basically, you know, set the master down, and then I coat it with silicone, and I build up a glove mold that way. By the way, I do have a video on YouTube. Okay, here, I'm going to do a spiel because that's, well, we're waiting on the vacuum chamber to do its thing. Let me double check, make sure. Yep. Okay, by the way, if you want to watch the whole thing, now let's see if I can move the camera. Vacuum chamber, there we go. It's bubbling away. Anyway, I'm also streaming this on YouTube at the same time. The recording that's going to be on YouTube is going to stay up for a while. Usually stays up for a couple of weeks. So if you want to go back and watch it from the beginning, you can go back and watch it. There's a link in my bio. It's a link tree. Go to YouTube. Then you can watch all my videos. But you're asking about how do I make the mold. There is a video on my YouTube. It's Toy Making 102 is glove mold making. And with that video, I'll show you exactly how I make my molds. The 101 video, that'll show you how I actually do my pours. What else did I do? 101, 102, 103. What's 103? I don't remember what 103 is. Anyway, I think I've gone up to 105 at this point. So I have a whole series. I do have a website, amavd.com, where you can get things like this, silicone sculptures. There is also an Etsy store, amavd.etsy.com. I am working on a course also, where I'm just going to turn off the vacuum pump because it's noisy. I am working on a course as well. So if you want to learn the entire process, and right now there's about 40 videos up. And I actually go into everything, including how I blend my silicones, how I do all of the things, you know, picking pigments and what to look out for in pigments, why it's so difficult to find blue and green pigments. I mean, anything you might want to know about this. I go into it. It's not quite done yet, but right now, if you join my Patreon as an Academy member, then you do get access to the course as it is right now, and you can actually follow along as I build it. So that's pretty much the spiel. That's all I'm going to do for that. We got our mold ready. We gave it the spritz with the no stickum. We're waiting on the vacuum chamber to finish doing its thing. We still got a few more bubbles coming up, but it's almost done. What else do you want to know? And while I'm waiting for questions, I'm going to remind everybody to hydrate. Grab your glass of water and drink. And drink. All right, let's get this going here. Lynn asking, how did I get into making these? It was one of those things where I've worked with silicone in various capacities for a lot longer than I want to admit. But about 10 years ago, I started working with silicone for another project. And in doing so, I ended up looking around and going, well, I've got all this silicone here. What else can I do with it? And as I started doing my research, I figured out, oh, well, I can make this kind of stuff too. And so that's what I ended up doing. And I did some research. I did some experimentation to figure out, what it was that I needed to look into. And then a couple years ago, after I'd had my store open for a little while, I started teaching. I started teaching people how to do this. So I've been, as far as like teaching people how to do this, I've been doing this for a year or two now. All right. All right, so got our mold. Now then I'm gonna bring my other camera around so we can get a good angle at this. There we go. All right, so this is order number 527. Gonna do this in one smooth pour. Where's my, there we go. There we go. All right, here we go. And the blue races to the front. All right, I'm gonna get just a little bit more in there before I make my squishy. There we go. And sorry for the silence. Sometimes I get not distracted. I start concentrating. Especially when I'm trying to get that pour done. Yeah. All right. So we got some squishies. Now then, we need to do a little bit of butt art here. How's that look? Oh, some of the comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. Who's out there being naughty? All right. By the way, the YouTube version of this has a different camera angle, so you may want to watch it just because it's a different angle. You can see things a little bit differently. Basically, it's a top-down view, so instead of the side view, you get a top-down view. And we got some squishies. We got toy. I think we're ready. Yep, I think we're good. Okay. Last chance for questions. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up. The Smoky Goat asking, that looks cool, but what is it? We're making silicone sculptures. I'm teaching folks how to pour silicone. Pramus, I don't know what kind of silicone items these are. We are making silicone sculptures. And Zura over on YouTube saying, it looks so nice. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Oh, there we go. I'll give you a view without a glare. How's that? Interesting and pretty. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I have fun doing it. What are my favorite colors to work with? My favorite is the Dorian Gray. It is this red, this deep burgundy red with this silver. These are my two favorite colors to work with. I love this combination. This one's called Dorian Gray. And funny story, when this was in development, I was first making toys with these. I called this one the Bloody Knife, and well, that's not going to fly for a lot of folks. So we ended up calling it the Dorian Gray. My girlfriend loves Oscar Wilde, so we called it Dorian Gray. But has a red tip and silver at the base, and I'll show you. It's like this. Beautiful color combination. Yep. But yeah, I'm just teaching folks how to pour silicone. That's all. All right. Any other questions? How about YouTube? YouTube, you got any questions for me? This will take probably about 4 hours to cure. I don't think anybody asked. Oh, yeah, somebody did ask. How long does it take before you can demold? About 4 hours. There's another question. What's your favorite sculpture type to make your style? I have one that I haven't, it's not been released technically. It's called the Mako, but it's my favorite in terms of like just the sculpture of it. But sometimes it shows up on my shop, sometimes it doesn't. But it hasn't officially been released. It's still kind of in the prototyping phase. It takes about 4 hours for this one to cure. Normally it takes about 2, but since I used a hardener on this one instead of the usual, my usual recipe, it'll take about 4 hours on this one. Do I ever demold on here? I have not in the past because community guidelines, but I may in the future. I think that, well, I'll experiment with it and see what happens. We may or may not be able to do that depending on whether the community guidelines allow for it or not. Do we do our own 3D sculpting? Yes, I do all the 3D sculpting myself. And I use Fusion 360. I have tried Blender, but I don't like it. I'm trying to learn Blender, but all right. By the way, there is a link in my bio on TikTok. It goes to the link tree that has my YouTube channel on it. There's a Toy Making 101, which shows you the pouring process. There's a Toy Making 102 video, which will show you the glove mold making process, how I make my molds and things like that. If you actually want to learn the entire process, I'm working on a course. And then there's about 40 videos in the course at this point, but it's not done yet, which is kind of overwhelming to me, but it is kind of what it is. But if you want access to the course now, you can get access as an Academy patron on Patreon. And there's a link to the Patreon and the link tree. So just go to the link tree, check it all out, and find all the things, and just hit all the buttons and do all the stuff. All right. With that, everybody, I am out. Let's do this again sometime. Okay, bye. 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 All right, button. Who's got the button? How do I? All right. All right, YouTube, I'm out. Bye. Bye. With lots of ease. Ease.